After that came his brother out,
Read on.
and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So what did that represent? Go to 2nd Esdras, in the Apocrypha, in the 1611. 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. Y'all with me? I'm going to show more. Read.
2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
That's what we read in Genesis 25. Read. And what do this represents? Read.
Verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Because Esau is the end of the world. Esau's top of the head comes out. The head is usually the beginning. The feet represents the end. And Jacob's hand took hold of Esau's heel, the bottom of his feet. This is what this means. Read. Esau, read it.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau will be ruling in the end of the world. Read.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And our rulership comes right after he fall, without separation. Jacob's hand took hold of Esau's heel. The heel or the foot is the end. And when Esau falls, Jacob will stand without separation. That is what that represents.
So when you say end of the world,
The end of the empire. World means eon or society. So it's the end of their society. The world is not the earth. That's separate. It's talking about a society within the earth. So this is Esau's time for dominion. You understand that? And Jacob time will start. Now, Hitler understood this. Hitler, hold up, brother, where you going? Okay, well, you got to take care of your business then. Hitler understood this. He understood, and he didn't want to make no bones about it. He said, listen, it's our time to rule. And he put all these things in place you see today that will lead to the destruction of Jacob. He put these things in place. The Jewish people just got caught up. They just got caught up. And they want to promote this Jewish Holocaust as Hitler fighting against the Jewish people. But that's, yeah, it's a total smokescreen. The majority of those people that died during that time, during World War I and World War II and those different wars there, those were the poor of the people who the Jewish people knew were expendable anyway. These people they was testing all types of diseases and drugs on. They want to just show a camera saying that this is what Hitler did to these people. It was the Jewish people that funded Hitler. Really, that was just a microcosm or a micro plan based on what they're going to do to us globally. That's all that was. They had it, what you would call in King Alfred's plan, like I mentioned before, and it was switched to Rex 84 under Ronald Reagan, which includes not only the blacks but the Hispanics also. A mass roundup and destruction of a people. We're in that time as we speak. We're in that time. There's a war against the people in the Middle East, knowing that the Middle East will be refuge for a remnant of Jacob that will rise and receive that promise we read in Genesis 25. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go another half hour, and we have some food we can share in that. Thank the Most High for that. But I wanted to bring that out. That when you go into the Bible, it breaks it all down. It even tells you the reason Esau was raised as a people. It tells you that. So they'd rather you believe that they was grafted out of from Jacob, the two-headed scientist. What madness! This is the
Well,
madness that came from over. They made that up in America. I know they did.
what about them just evolving from black to white? Curly hair to straight hair. The
Nah,
environment do that.
nah.
What about that? That's
They-
what's happening with the ice age.
Listen, the
It's
environment.
in the north.
You know how we know the environment can't do that? Because if they can turn black to white, they can now, through time, turn white to black. And I know over in America, in South America, where some conquistadors took down certain parts of South America, and their children been living there since the 1400s, and not one of them turned black yet.
But scientifically, they say you can't go from white to black, but it's black to white.
But their science is madness. Listen, let's make it clear. Their science is madness. Esau is a race of people. They are a race. It have nothing to do with them turning. I just showed you. Go to Genesis 36. They had children. Now, in order to keep the curse on their children, the Most High smit parts of Canaan with leprosy, so that when they have children, their children will continue to come out red, so they cannot escape that mark that was put on the race to identify Edom. No, they wasn't in no caves and through time and through cold turned white and had the blonde. That's madness. Read Genesis 36:1. Read.
Genesis chapter 36 verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau. Who is Edom?
Who's who?
Who is Edom?
Esau is Edom. We've seen where the name was turned to Edom. Esau is Edom. Go down to the 8th verse.
Verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
He dwelt in Mount Seir. That's his first habitation. He went to the mountains. Later, through the Gehazites, they went into what we call the Caucasus Mountains. Caucasoid. And exactly. And the Gehazites started mixing with the Edomites. If you know about the Gehazites during Naaman's time, Naaman the prophet, Gehazi was turned white as snow. Those are your albinos, or what you would call the blonde-haired and blue-eyed white race. Read.
Verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Esau is the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Not only can we say they come from the mountains, we can show you in the Bible when they went into the mountains. This is better than science. And see, they'd rather you deal with their science than identify them according to the Bible. Because the Bible is what they was trying to use to deceive us. Until we realize when you go into it, it identifies their wickedness. Now they can't even hold to the Bible anymore. So now through the media, they just try to discredit the Bible and say, well, it's just a book now. When they was using it to enslave us, it was the holiest book on earth. Right? Their science is madness. He's the father of the Edomites. Edomites are a race. There's a credo that's passed down from generation to generation. They have not forgotten the fact that Jacob received the promise. We lost our identity. They didn't lose our identity. We lost our identity. So they're running with this one. Believe me. Even in churches, they teach you that Jacob was the supplanter. He was the wicked one. He's the evil one. But yet you say little about Esau. You're defaming us in the world, and you're defaming us in your churches. When the Most High says, because of their unbelief for one morsel of meat, sold their birthright. It wasn't our fault. Yeah, Jacob offered the meat. You didn't have to eat it. So why did Esau get power in the last days? Romans 9 and 13.